And so Paul says, you know, I have learned how to be content. Because it takes time when Paul looks back over his Damascus Road experience where he met the master. When he looks back at what God had brought him through, and when he looks back at being shipwrecked, and when he looks back at being in prison, Paul says, the whole thing, when he brings it all together, he says, I have learned through all of these experiences, through being shipwrecked and being in prison, and when I used to persecute the church, but then God put me on my face and showed me who he really is. Through all those experiences, I have learned. And y'all, this is what God is doing for you today. The tears in your eyes, it's just part of the learning process. The pain you feel, that's learning. The hurt you experience, you're learning. Because listen, if you never go through anything, you'll really never understand who God is. Until you have to get down on your knees and your knees get ashy. Then and only then can you really understand and comprehend the power of God. When you look in your mailbox, you got to check it, you can't tell nobody where it came from. Oh, you know it was God. When your phone rings and says, we got a job for you, only God can do those things. When God opens doors that you cannot explain, but you have to fall down on your face and know, I couldn't do it by myself. I couldn't make it by myself. But it was only God that was on my side, that I was even here right now. And sometimes when you go through the things you have to go through, it's just God taking you through the learning process. Tell your neighbor, maybe you just learning. God is teaching you how to be content in whatever state that you're in. I know you don't have everything you want to have. I know you're not where you want to be, but God says, I am not through with you yet. I am not through working with you yet. I'm not through working for you yet. But when I get through, you're going to come forth as pure gold. When I get through, you're going to be blessed. When I get through, you're going to be better today than you were yesterday. When I get through, it's going to be greater later. When I get through, I'm going to pay you double for your trouble. When God gets through, you're going to be better off than when you started. But you got to learn how to be patient through the process. I was still healed because the Lord is on my side. Isn't it good to know that the Lord is with you? Yes, we must adjust our attitudes. We must acclaim the assurance. But then finally, as I take my seat, we must acknowledge the alreadys. Yes, as I leave this morning, when you go through the whatevers of life, sometimes you've got to look back over your life and acknowledge the alreadys. Yes, in order to handle the whatevers that come up in your life, sometimes you have to take inventory of the alreadys in your life. Is there anybody here that God has already done anything in your life? And then when things come up in your life, all you got to do is go back through your old book of alreadys and look at what God has already done in your life. When the tears well up in your eyes, let me go back to my book of alreadys and see how God has already brought me through many dangers, toils, and snares. Yes, when folks try to criticize me, you go ahead and criticize me because I've already got some alreadys. Because he's the same person that criticized me before. God used that criticism to make me stronger and make me wiser and make me better. Yes, because when I look back in my book of alreadys, I can see what God has already done in my life. Can I get a witness up in him? Yes, when the problems of life come up in your life, God has already brought you out. Yes, when you're going through the whatevers of life, just take a moment to think about what God has already done. Yes, when you go through the circumstances of life, just take a break and look at what God has already done. Is there anybody in here God has already blessed your home? God has already blessed your life. God has already blessed your family. God has already blessed your marriage. Is there anybody in here? Are you glad today? And you came into this house to let your neighbor know that God has already, he's already blessed me. I believe I feel like preaching with this morning. He's already blessed my life. He's already blessed my home. He's already blessed my job. He's already blessed my life. He's already made a way when I couldn't see no way.